this other one. And Jake has always loved their oppressors. That's why they love this white man to death now. This is Psalms 78 and 51. It says this. Psalm 78 and 43 and 42. They remembered not his hand, nor the day when he delivered them from the enemy, how he had wrought his signs in Egypt and his wonders in the field of Zon. And you Egyptologists and all you other jakes that don't want to come to this truth, you forgetting the mighty hand that the Most High showed you, man. All right, he made his name great because of what he did to Egypt, man. All right, and had turned their rivers into blood and their floods that they could not drink. He sent diverse sorts of flies among them which devoured them, and frogs which destroyed them. He gave also their increase unto the caterpillar. Them caterpillars was destroying their increase. Them worms was destroying their crops. This going into the plagues that the Most High put on Egypt so Pharaoh would let us go. It says this, and their labor unto locusts. He destroyed their vines with hail and their sycamore trees with frost. He gave up their cattle also to hell and their flocks to hot thunderbolts. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. All right, so angels ain't little white cracker babies with wings that shoot arrows at your heart and make you fall in love. Angels, the Most High got death angels out here, man. All right, for you Christians and churchgoers. He made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to pestilence, and smote all the firstborn of Egypt, and the chief of their strength in the tabernacle of Ham, in the tabernacles of Ham, because the Egyptians descend out of the man Matazarayim, Mizraim in the scriptures. All right, the child of Ham. All right, one of the children of Ham. But made his own people to go forth like sheep and guided them in the wilderness like a flock. And he led them on safely so that they feared not, but the sea overwhelmed their enemies. And he brought them to the border of his sanctuary, even to this mountain which his right hand had purchased. He cast out the heathen also before them and divided them in inheritance by line and made the tribes of Israel to dwell in their tents. So the Most High took us out of Egypt and gave us an inheritance. Let me show you what happened to Pharaoh that you love so much. Let me show you this. This is what happened to Pharaoh, man, for messing with the children of Israel. Let me get a shot of this, bro. This is what happened to Pharaoh. Show you that off my laptop, man. This is what happened to Pharaoh, man. That's the wheel off his chariot when he was chasing the children of Israel. All right, he drowned in the bottom of the ocean. Okay, that's how I feel about Egypt and that Pharaoh that oppressed us for 400 years, man. That's awesome. Egypt did for you. And they say they afraid to they say that they're afraid to touch these wheels because they scared when they touch them that they just gonna disintegrate because they've been down there in that water for so long. Alright? And for all you to say that you can't believe that or whatever, well, say what you want. Who cares? You ain't coming out of these scriptures. You a damn fool. This is what happened to Pharaoh when he tried to chase the children of Israel, man. He went straight to the bottom of the ocean. This is one of his chariot wheels in the bottom of the ocean. They're scared to touch it. Alright? When the Sea of Reeds parted and he got drowned up in it. Alright? Read you this real quick on how Joseph had a high influence over Egypt. How Pharaoh didn't even rule over all of Egypt until Joseph unified it under his power. Alright, and I'm going to bring it out how they called us the Hyksos and the Shasu of Egypt. And I'm going to link it up with the scriptures, of course. Let me read you this. I read you the account how Jacob and all his substance went down into Egypt. Now let me read you this. Genesis 46 and 26. All the souls that came with Jacob into Egypt, which came out of his loins, besides Jacob's sons' wives, and all the souls were 66. That's 70. And the sons of Joseph, which were born unto him, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Egypt, were 10. That's 70. And he sent Judah before unto Joseph to direct his face unto Goshen, and they came into the land of Goshen. And Joseph made ready, remember that land of Goshen. And Joseph made ready his chariot and went up to meet Israel, his father, to Goshen, and presented himself unto him, and he fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. Now the land of Goshen is presently being called, they also call it Avaris. And I'm going to read to you about Avaris, and I'm going to link that up with how they called us the Hyksos. Because Avaris, which is the land of Goshen and the land of Rameses, is known as Avaris, and it was the capital of where the Hyksos was at. Alright, and Hyksos means shepherd kings. So when you hear about the Hyksos in history, that's talking about Israel. I'm going to keep reading. Verse 30. And Israel said unto Joseph, now let me die, since I have seen thy face, because thou art yet alive. And Joseph said unto his, because he hadn't seen Joseph since his brother sold him into slavery down into Egypt. The man Jacob I'm talking about. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and show Pharaoh and say unto him, my brethren and my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. And the men are shepherds, for their trade have been to feed cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. Alright, because in antiquity we were shepherds. Alright, we kept sheep. And it shall come to pass when Pharaoh shall call you and say, what is your occupation? That ye shall say, thy servants' trade have been about cattle from our youth even unto now. Both we also, our fathers, that ye may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination to the Egyptians. So how you want to be an Egyptologist, man? When they look at you as an abomination. Your forefathers were shepherds, and they hated you for that. Now, let me link that up with the Hyksos real quick. Let me pull up Hyksos on the computer here, and I'm going to read you who the Hyksos were. That's one of the bywords that they was... Matter of fact, I'm going to get it out of Josephus too. I'm going to get it out of Josephus first. Matter of fact, since I got the Wikipedia, I'm going to go ahead with that. This is Hyksos from Wikipedia. This is what they was calling us when we was in Egypt, ruling. Because Joseph was the second in command under Pharaoh. Joseph was like the vice president. Okay? That's rulership. You running shit. He ran shit for Pharaoh. Alright? The Hyksos. Foreign rulers. It says this, shepherd kings. That's the meaning of the word Hyksos. Shepherd kings. Who was the shepherd kings in antiquity? The Hebrews, the Israelites. Were an Asiatic people who took over the eastern Nile Delta during the 12th dynasty, initiating the second intermediate period of ancient Egypt. Where did we settle at? Goshen. Where's that at? Lower Egypt. Upper Egypt is really southern Egypt. If you understand, if you look on the map, they call Lower Egypt the north, and they call Upper Egypt the south. Down there by Ethiopia.